Who would I be without the belief that she should remain constantly devotional to me? What a relief, man. I wouldn't be so uptight. I'd just be relaxed. I'd be enjoying her when she's there, and then enjoying myself when she's not there. That's the definition of a secure attachment, right? Of a healthy relationship. When you're together, it's awesome. When you're not, you're handling your business. You're doing your thing. Who would I be without the thought she should always want me? She should always want me. Jesus Christ. Hello friends, I've got a fun video here for you today, or at least it's going to be fun for me. What I'm going to do is work on my anxious attachment issues on camera because I've been triggered since yesterday. That anxious attachment thing has come up, and I want to do work on it. And I thought, what better way to show others how to do this than to record myself doing my actual work on this issue. And this issue has arisen because for the last couple of months, I've been falling in love with a woman for the first time in about 17 years that I've fallen in love with someone. And it's been about 10 years since I've actually been in a relationship with someone. And so it's very new to me, and it's triggering a lot of stuff in me. And the person I'm falling in love with has more of a disorganized attachment style, or what people call a fearful avoidant attachment style. So when she feels kind of triggered or overwhelmed, she wants to withdraw, but she also doesn't want me to withdraw from her, but she needs to take space on a kind of a regular basis. And then that triggers me, my anxious attachment style, oftentimes. Not always, but sometimes. And that just happened yesterday. By the way, I want to mention that the reason why I'm still working with her, still in relation with her, is because she's willing to work on her attachment issues just as much as I'm willing to work on mine. I've been in relationships, many relationships, where, well, for one thing, I didn't even understand what was happening between us, but I did want to work on my part of it, but I wasn't in a relationship with someone who wanted to work on their part of it, who was ready and able and willing to work on their side of it, or even acknowledge their side of it. So that makes it impossible to make progress with someone in the relationship. And I felt like I had to leave those relationships. But even though I left them, I still spent oftentimes months after I had left, or even years after I had left, working on my side of it, working on everything that I could find inside of myself that needed to be healed, because I didn't want to have to repeat the same painful trial and tribulation again. So I knew that the only way for me to free myself was to work on my part of it and try to choose something different the next time I got involved with someone. So this time I'm involved with someone who is every bit as passionate about growth and healing as I am. So she's wanting to be in connection with me and work on her fearful avoidant attachment style. And I'm wanting to work on my remaining anxious attachment issues, because I've worked on it a bunch over many years, but there's still work to do, right? And so yesterday, I could feel her pulling away from me, feeling it intuitively, emotionally, or whatever, because as an anxious attachment style, I'm like super dialed in on that. If you're in an anxious attachment style, you probably know what I'm talking about. When our partner starts to pull away, it's like, I see that. What are you doing? You know, it's that kind of a triggering panic thing that can happen. So I could feel that, but I said to her, hey, I sense that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I sense that you would kind of like some space today to just rest and be in your own energy. I want to give that to you. So why don't we take today off, and I'll check back in with you later, and just want you to know I'm not going anywhere. I'm not withdrawing from you, but I want to give you your space. And she thanked me for that. And I thought I was all good. I thought, look at me, man. I'm Mr. Secure Attachment over here, giving my anxious avoidant partner all the space she needs. But as soon as she agreed that she needed that space, something got triggered in me. That anxious attachment got triggered in me. And I ended up getting really angry. It's the first time I felt angry at her. And it's really not anger at her. It's anger at someone from my past, right? Because I understand up here that it's okay for people to take a little bit of space from each other in a relationship. It's okay for someone to not be constantly interacting with me, right? I mean, duh. But to that wounded inner part of me, that kind of withdrawal feels threatening. It feels like a betrayal. It feels like something really bad is happening. And I should take all these different countermeasures, right? So I didn't want to do that. And I was really busy yesterday, so I didn't check. She did text me later in the day, but I didn't check it intentionally. And I haven't checked it this morning. I haven't read it. I did text her back, say, hey, I want to, before I read your text, because you are probably going to be saying something reassuring to me, before I read that reassurance, I want to take the opportunity to work on this fear that's coming up on me. This fear coming up on me, almost like panic at times, is a precious opportunity. For a crazy, weird person like me who wants to grow and heal, and you're probably the same way, we got to take these opportunities when we're triggered to work on it. Because if she reassures me, then that triggered emotion is just going to go back down into the basement of my psyche where it's not as easily felt and seen. So I texted her, hey, before we reconnect today, let me take some time to work on what's coming up for me. And then when I'm done working on it, then I'll read your text and it's probably going to be reassuring and I'll take it then, but I don't want to take the reassurance now. I don't want that reassurance to drug the anxious attachment back into peacefulness yet. Of course, my anxious attachment style is thinking, well, how do you know that her text is going to be reassuring? It might be like, I've decided that it's just not working out between us, blah, 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 blah. That's where my anxious attachment mind goes to. And that's exactly what I want to work on. So I'm going to work on it here in front of you. And I'm going to use Byron Katie's 4-step inquiry process in order to do it. If you've never heard of or worked this process, I highly recommend it. I'm going to put a link in the description below. It is so deceptively simple and yet powerful. If you come to it with sincerity and honesty and openness, it does something magical. So I want to show you that technique in this video, as well as showing you someone who isn't grabbing on out of the anxious attachment and isn't shoving them away out of anger of the anxious attachment, and is just sitting in the anxiousness of the anxious attachment, sitting in it, welcoming it, and working it with love and with inquiry. So that's what we're going to do. I've already filled out one of the Byron Katie worksheets, and so I'm just going to go through it. So this is called the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, and basically you write down all the judgments you have about this other person who isn't doing or giving you whatever it is you think that they should be giving you. So the first question is, in this situation, who angers, confuses, saddens, or disappoints you, and why? And they kind of give you some of the sentence, and then they let you fill in the blanks. So filled in the blanks, I am angry with this new woman in my life because she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me. In this situation, how do you want them to change? What do you want them to do? I want her to remain constant in her affection to me. Stop hiding from me. Number 3, in this situation, what advice would you offer her? She shouldn't feel a need for space. How dare she want space ever from me? Number 4, in order for you to be happy in this situation, what do you need him or her to think, say, feel, or do? I want her to remain constantly devotional to me and to always want me. That's all. That's all I ever ask of a girlfriend, is to constantly want me, right? I'm laughing and kind of teasing myself, but I also don't want to be flippant with these wounded parts of me, because those wounded parts of me come from a time in my life when I was an infant or a very young child, when I actually needed these things from caregivers and I didn't get them. And so even though it is funny and out of place for an adult to have these feelings in relation to another adult, there's also a tragic kind of history behind it. And there's a part of my psyche that never matured past this stage because it got frozen there. So, I'm joking about it, but I also want to give tenderness and compassion to those wounded parts inside of me. Okay, number 5. What do you think of her in this situation? Make a list, and it's okay to be petty and judgmental. Me? Petty and judgmental? Never. She is scared, manipulative, inconstant, and fragile. I was trying to be so judgmental. I was really wanting more than that. That doesn't even feel very harsh to me. I was trying to go for really being just putting it all out there, but that was as harsh as I could actually come up with in regards to her. Number 6, what is it about this person and situation that you don't ever want to experience again? I don't ever want to feel unloved, left alone, or abandoned again. Okay, now question each of your statements using the 4 questions and turnarounds on the worksheet. So the 4 questions are: 1, is it true? Number 2, can you absolutely know that it's true? Absolutely. And so that key word there, absolutely, essentially what I feel like it means is, do we believe that we are omniscient and we know the total story of the manifest universe and how everything is supposed to work out from start to finish? If we aren't completely omniscient and we don't know how every situation is supposed to play out over the entire life of the universe, then when we ask ourselves, can we absolutely know that it's true? If we're really being honest, the answer's probably going to be no. Number 3, how do we react? What happens when I believe the thought that I've written down? She needs to do X, Y, Z. And then number 4, who would I be if I didn't have that belief? She should be X, Y, Z. What happens to me when I don't have that belief about her? Oh, and then the final thing you do is you turn around. You turn the belief around to its opposite, and you try to find all the opposites you can. If my belief was she lied to me, I would turn it around and say I lied to me, and see, is that as true or truer than she lied to me? Is there any way at all that I have lied to me in this situation? Or another turnaround would be I lied to her. Is that also true? Is there any way that I've lied to her in this situation? And so on. So let's actually do it. The first question in this list is, I am angry with her. She keeps wanting space and pulling away from me. Is it true that she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? I'm going to say yes to that. That's what feels true to me. By the way, you have to be strictly truthful. Don't try to be spiritual or evolved or enlightened. It's not about jumping up to another level. It's about working with the level that's not enlightened yet. Really big key point there. She keeps wanting space and pulling away from me. Can I absolutely know that that's true? Can I absolutely know that it's true she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? No. I can't absolutely know that that's true. For one thing, she keeps saying she wants to be with me. So, and I feel that in her. I feel that energy in her, in our connection, that she wants me. She wants to be with me. And for another thing, she has told me already that she's not pulling away from me, and I see this too. She's trying to deal with feelings that are coming up with her, inside of her. So is it absolutely true that she's pulling away from me? Or is it that she's trying to find a way to handle and manage feelings of fear that are arising in her? I think it's that one. So can I absolutely know that it's true she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? No, I can't. Third question, how do I react? What happens when I believe that thought? What happens when I believe that she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? I immediately feel this. I feel a bunch of other girlfriends rising up in me. I feel their energy. I see images of them. It's like I can feel what it was like to be with these other people who are not this person. So it's like I'm conflating my past with this current person. And that's really not fair to her. It's not fair for me to dump my undigested, unhealed past relationship stuff onto her. She wasn't there. She's not responsible for that. Let's see what else. What happens when I believe the thought that she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? I see her as being super unreliable. I see her as being a danger to me, unsafe. I see her as being someone who I cannot have a loving connection to. How do I react when I believe the thought she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? How do I react when I believe she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? I feel heartbroken. I feel like I'm losing love. I feel like I'm losing her. I feel like those precious moments that we've shared with each other so far, these incredible moments that's like driving away from me. Like I'm watching her drive away in a VW van in a desert highway. I don't know why, but that's the image. Like she's just driving away and just leaving me there in the middle of this desert with no food or water. So I'm going to ask myself a corollary question. How do I feel about my long-term prospects with her when she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? I imagine a future where I'm constantly being abandoned and I'm constantly being in pain. There's like a burning pain in my belly. I just project this future of being constantly in pain with her. There's a part of me that feels like I'm being foolish and stupid for entertaining this connection, that if I was a smart and wise person that other men would respect, then I would leave this connection. All right, so I'm going to go to the fourth question. Who or what would I be without the thought? This is a powerful one. Who would I be without the thought that she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me? Oh my God. Man, that almost brought tears to my eyes. Do you know what happens when I ask myself that question? It's like I'm suddenly seeing her. Before I ask that question, it's all about me. It's all about these beliefs and images and feelings that are rising up in me, and I can't even see her with all of that material flying in front of me. But the moment I asked, who would I be if I did not believe that she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me, I suddenly, like the fog clears and I suddenly see this tender, sweet woman who's scared. She's just scared when this happens. And instead of being angry and judgmental and wanting to pull away from her or push her away or make her pay for like daring to withdraw from me, it's like I just want to hold her. I just want to comfort her. I just want to give her what she needs, which is maybe a little bit of a break from Mr. Intense here, you know? I just see this woman who is trying her best to show up and meet me and give to me what she knows I deserve and want. And yet she's having her own stuff arise. And sometimes she needs a little bit of space to process it. And I can see how tender she is, how, oh my God, I'm just seeing it so strong, and it touches me beyond words. It's like hard to put into words. It just makes me love her so much when I see that. Okay, so that was the fourth question that I'm doing on that first belief, and then I do the turnaround. So she keeps wanting space and pulling away from me. I keep wanting space. Is that as true or truer than as the original belief? Can I find any place that I keep wanting space? Yes, there is a part of me that wants space too. I like space also. There's always a part of me that's a little bit relieved when she needs space because it's like, oh God, this is intense. I'm in this submersible that goes down to like the bottom of the ocean where the pressure is really intense with her. We keep going super deep with each other. Oh God, it's nice to come up and bob at the surface and open the hatch and smell some fresh air and look at the sunlight again before I go back down to the bottom of the ocean. So yes, there's a part of me that wants space. She keeps pulling away from me. I keep pulling away from me. Yes, when I get triggered into this abandonment fear, then there's a part of me that pulls away from me, that doesn't want to be with me when I'm feeling that way. What happens is I often abandon myself when I'm feeling abandoned. So I'm doing exactly to myself what I'm blaming her for doing and judging her for doing. How can I judge her for doing it if I'm doing it too? Is that fair? Is that logical? No. She keeps pulling away from me. I keep pulling away from her. Is that true or truer? Yeah, there's moments throughout the day when I pull away from her. I want to focus on something else. I pull away from her also when I think she's pulling away from me. Instead of seeing that she's just overwhelmed and scared and having some feelings come up from her past, instead of seeing that, I pull away from her. I see my judgments instead. My judgments rise up. And I see that instead of seeing this tender, beautiful, delicate woman. Can you tell that I'm in love with her? All right. That's the basic thing. If you want to keep seeing me do this, there's going to be more gems that are unlocked. Because what just happened doing this first one is that I suddenly see my partner clearly. And I wasn't seeing her clearly before. I was seeing my projections of my past trauma onto her and barely could see the woman that she is because my projections were so thick. So I'm going to keep going through this list. If you're enjoying it, keep watching. Otherwise, look away and abandon me. All right. My second one was, I want her to remain constant in her affection to me and to stop hiding from me. Sounds so rational. Is it true that I want her to remain constant in her affection to me and stop hiding from me? No, it's not true. I think it's insane to expect any human being to remain constant in anything. That sounds exhausting and completely unreasonable and unhealthy. She should not remain constant. She should have ebbs and flows just like any human being. she should stop hiding from me. No, if it's not true. If she feels like she needs to hide a little bit, of course I want her to hide. I want her to feel safe. How do I react when I believe the thought that she should remain constant in her affection and she's not? If I believe she should remain constant in her affection and she's not, then I feel like she's failing me. She's failing our relationship. She's breaking us up. Even if it's not a full breakup, it's just a little breakup. She's breaking our connection. She's hurting us. She's hurting our relationship. She's failing me in our relationship. How do I react when I believe she should stop hiding from me? I want to go start chasing her and interrogating her and putting her up on the witness stand so she can give her testimony of what is she doing here with us. I get angry and I turn into the Spanish Inquisition. Is that really the way I want to act to this tender woman who's just feeling some overwhelm? Probably not. That might probably scare her even more and make her want to hide even more. Who would I be without the thought that she should remain constant in her affection and stop hiding from me? What would happen is that when she was affectionate, I would enjoy it. I would receive it. I would think, wow, this is awesome. This amazing woman is giving me affection. I'm so grateful. This is cool. And when she's not giving me affection, I would probably just be thinking about the times that she did give it to me. Instead of feeling like, how dare you stop? And you are failing us and me. Who would I be without the belief that she should stop hiding from me? I would think, oops, looks like something might have come up that she needs space to process. And it could have even been something that I did. I wonder if there's something that I'm doing that's triggering her. I should probably ask so that I can look at myself and work on myself here. But even if it wasn't me, she needs to hide a little bit. That's okay. I need that too. I feel that way too. I want to hide from people in the world sometimes too. I would also do the work on, she's hiding from me. Is it true? No, that's patently ridiculous. Can I absolutely know that it's true that she's hiding from me? No, I can't. That's actually a judgmental label I'm putting on top of her wanting to take some space to process what's happening in her. So hiding isn't even the right word. That's a judgment. How do I react when I believe she's hiding from me? Yeah, I feel angry at her, and I feel like I have to pursue her. Like if she goes into her little mouse hole to take a rest, and I feel like I'm the cat that's trying to get into that little mouse hole and get her out. And that's totally not a healing response from me. That's aggravating the situation. That's making things worse. It's projecting a bunch of stuff on her that's not her. Who would I be without the belief she's hiding from me? I would just see this as a woman who needs to do something else for a little while. And because I love her, I want her to do that. I encourage her. The idea that I should be the center of everything in her is like, it's insanity. It's narcissism. I don't know what else it is, but it's a whole lot of like crazy. Because I love her, I want her to experience freedom. Turn it around. She should remain constant in her affection. I should remain constant in my affection. Is that as true or truer? Yeah, if I believe she should remain constant in affection to me, why am I not doing that to her? Why is my affection conditional instead of constant? Why am I expecting her to be constant when I'm not being constant to her? She should stop hiding from me. I should stop hiding from me. Yeah, when I feel triggered, I should stop trying to run away from it. I should face what's going on inside of myself. I'm actually doing that right now, so good boy. But I should stop hiding from me. And I should stop hiding from her. When I feel triggered, I tend to withdraw from her, so I should stop hiding from her. She should remain constant in her affection. She shouldn't remain constant in her affection. That's another way of turning it around. Is that as true or truer? Yeah. She's human. What's constant in the universe? Even the sun rises and sets every day. It's not constant. The planet isn't constant. There's earthquakes and weather. Things move and change, and nothing is constant. It's crazy for me to expect her to be constant. She isn't hiding from me. Is that as true or truer? Yes, it's absolutely true. She's not hiding. She's just taking a breath. She is constant in her affection to me. Yes, I mean, she still wants to be with me. And she tells me like every day that she loves me and she wants to be with me. So what more do I want? I'm going to go ahead and move on. The next one is, she shouldn't feel a need for space. Is this true? No, it's insanity for me to think that. How do I react when I believe the thought she shouldn't feel a need for space? And she's taking space. I feel like an angry 2-year-old or 4-year-old. I'm like, just want a tantrum. There's a part of me that just feels kind of like hot and prickly and angry, and I just want to slam some stuff and scream and throw my food across the table. That's what it actually feels like inside of me. It feels like I'm not getting what I want. And what I want is the most important thing in the universe, because my feelings and my wants are the center of my universe. So there's like no empathy. There's no consideration. It's just this baby, angry baby. How do I react when I believe she shouldn't feel a need for space? Yeah, what I just said, that energy rises up in me. And even if I'm trying to hide it from her, because I know it's not an attractive, mature energy, it's still there. And she's super sensitive, and intuitive. So I'm assuming she's feeling it as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of why she might sometimes want to take some space, because it doesn't feel like she's dealing with a mature grown-up. Who would I be without the thought she shouldn't feel a need for space? Oh my God, what a relief to not believe that. It feels like there's air between us. It feels like there's fresh air that can flow. I'm not like clutching onto her, angry baby, demanding that she give me, that she never leave, unless I want her to leave, of course. There's sometimes I want space, so she should never leave, but sometimes I might want her to go away a little bit. Without that belief that she shouldn't feel a need for space, where's the problem between us? I don't see a problem. There's a lightness. There's an openness. If she needs to back away a little bit, it's all good. And if she comes forward, then I'm like, awesome. It's just not a problem. There's a lightness, a fresh air moving around in the room. Who would I be if I could not believe that she shouldn't feel a need for space? And she's taking space. I might even ask, like, hey, how's it going? Is everything all right? Do you need some space? It's okay if you need space. I'm still here. Let me know when you're ready to reconnect. I love you. I'll be thinking about you. Hope everything's all right. That's how I respond to her looking like she needed space. If I didn't have these beliefs in the way going, you shouldn't be who you are. You should be who I want you to be. Like the opposite of a grown-up relationship, right? Okay, so let's turn it around. She shouldn't feel a need for space. She should feel a need for space. Of course she should sometimes. I mean, she's got to go to the bathroom, right? She's got to take a shower sometimes. She probably doesn't want me in there. Of course she needs space sometimes. She's got a life. I shouldn't feel a need for space. Well, if I'm expecting her to not need it, then why is it okay for me to need it? So that, I can find that. I should feel a need for space. Yeah, it's healthy for me to have space too. I'm not doing it strictly according to the rules, and I recommend doing that if you're first new to this. But I also don't want to make this video like a million years long. I need her to remain constantly devotional to me, always want me. Is it true? I need her to remain constantly devotional to me. Is it true? No, that's a stagnant. That image of a relationship is completely stagnant and stunted. It would be harmful to both of us for me to believe that she should remain constantly devotional to me. It's not possible. And the expectation of her doing that is damaging both to her and to me. And it would actually kill the love and polarity and attraction in our connection. It would kill it instantly. Is it true she should always want me? No, of course not. She should want me when she wants me. And she should want me if I'm showing up as someone who is attractive to her. So that's when she should want me. How do I react? What happens when I believe the thought that she should remain constantly devotional to me? God, I feel like a tyrant. I feel like an angry infant sitting on a throne with a crown and a staff, a scepter, and I'm just being a petulant brat demanding everyone else show up the way I want them to. It's a really gross energy. It feels like a really immature, unfair, and just yuck, just kind of gross. How do I react when I believe she should always want me? Again, same exact thing. Who would I be without the belief that she should remain constantly devotional to me? Who would I be without that belief? She should remain constantly devotional to me. Who would I be without that belief? What a relief, man. I wouldn't be so uptight. I'd just be relaxed. I'd be enjoying her when she's there, and then enjoying myself when she's not there. That's the definition of a secure attachment, right? Of a healthy relationship. When you're together, it's awesome. When you're not, you're handling your business. You're doing your thing. Who would I be without the thought she should always want me? She should always want me. Jesus Christ. Who would I be without the thought she should always want me? I would be not a complete insane fool, for one thing. Okay, who would I be without the thought she should always want me? I would just, same thing. Just light, easy, flowing, moving in and out of connection depth. Sometimes it's light, sometimes it's really deep. And I'm just comfortable with the ebb and flow of life and relating with her. Turn it around. She should remain constantly devotional. She shouldn't remain constantly devotional. Of course not. So much depends on how I'm showing up, for one thing. And even if I'm showing up consistently, she might have stuff coming up. She's a human being. She's her own person. She's not my mommy. She should always want me. She shouldn't always want me. Yeah, of course not. I should always want me. That's an important turnaround there. Yeah. If I'm expecting her to always want me, then I should always want me. That's much truer than her. She's a different person. If anyone should always want me, it's me. So I should lead by example and always want whatever I'm doing and saying and feeling. I should always be loving whatever's arising in me, holding that space for myself. I should remain constantly devotional to me. Yeah, I should. I actually believe that that's correct. Okay, here's a good one. It's the fifth question. What do I think about her in the situation? She's scared, manipulative, inconstant, and fragile. She's scared. Is it true? Yeah, I think she is. Sometimes feeling scared. How do I react when I believe the thought she's scared? Well, there's a way of she's scared. There's kind of like a judgmental version of that I'm seeing, rather than even if she, okay, here it is. Even if she is scared, if I have that belief, if I'm projecting the belief that she's just scared, then I'm seeing this belief instead of seeing her. And so when I'm seeing her, there might It might be that she's feeling scared and I'm seeing that, but it's not all of who she is. There's also a part of her that's got this beautiful heart. There's a part of her that's super devotional to me and loving and supportive to me. So I'm also seeing that stuff. I'm seeing her, all of it, rather than just, she's scared and she shouldn't be. Who would I be without the thought she's scared? Instantly, I'm just seeing her. I'm just seeing who she really is, not seeing the projection, she's scared. Okay? She's manipulative. Is it true? I don't think so, actually. I see her trying to manage her feelings in relation to me, but I don't really see her actually negatively trying to manipulate me or control me. I don't really see her doing that. How do I react when I believe she's manipulative? Well, she becomes the enemy and I have to fight her. I distrust her. I project a bunch of negative intention onto her. And then I sort of expect her or sort of subtly demand that she prove herself innocent, guilty until proven innocent. Who would I be without the thought she's manipulative? I would just see her trying to manage her feelings and manage my feelings and try to stay connected to me while still dealing with what's coming up. So that's not really manipulation. That's someone who's positively intentioned, trying to handle and manage what's happening. She's inconstant. Is it true? Well, in a certain way, she has ebbs and flows, ups and downs. Yeah. Inconstant in the judgmental way that I meant it. Like, she is an inconstant woman. That is what she is. Can I absolutely know that that's true? She's inconstant? No, it's not even her. What a relief to see that. How do I react? What happens when I believe the thought she's inconstant? She is an inconstant woman. Again, I'm like fighting a puppet that I created and suspended in front of her so that I can't see her. I'm just seeing my evil puppet. And I'm fighting the evil puppet, but as I'm punching the evil puppet, my punches are going through and punching her too. Not really any punching happening, YouTube algorithm. Who would I be without the thought she is inconstant? I would just see this amazing woman with ebbs and flows, just like the tide, just like the ocean. She is fragile. Is it true? No. She has a very tender side, a very tender heart, but boy, she's not fragile. She's been through difficulties that would destroy a lot of people, possibly including me. Very good chance that if I had had to walk in her shoes, that I would have not be here right now. I would be destroyed. She went through really difficult things. She is not fragile. She has this tenacity and strength that's pretty phenomenal, especially for someone who has such a tender, tender heart. How do I react when I believe she's fragile? It's really just a way of me blaming her again. Calling her fragile as a blame. It's a judgment. It's an attack. And how do I react when I think of her that way? It's anger and it's attacking. I attack her, at least in my own head. Who would I be without the thought that she's fragile? If I could not believe that she's fragile, I would just see my woman there. Tender, strong, amazing. Amazing person. Okay, so I'm going to turn them around. She's scared. I am scared. Yes, that is much more accurate. She's manipulative. I am manipulative. Yes, in my head at least. I'm trying not to actually throw this at her. But at least in my head, I'm manipulating the hell out of her and out of this whole story. I'm changing it and trying to make it all her fault. There's no bigger manipulation than that. She's inconstant. I'm inconstant. Yes, I'm constant. I'm freaking out. One minute I'm in love with her. The next minute I'm angry at her. The next minute I'm scared. The next minute I'm pulling away and trying not to pull away and blah, blah, blah. She's fragile. I'm fragile. Yes, I'm so fragile here. Look how freaking fragile I am. There's a part of me that's so fragile. She's not scared. Yeah, she keeps bravely connecting with me. She's not manipulative. Yeah, she actually is very communicative and tells me what's really going on with her. She's not in constant. Yeah, she's still here. She keeps wanting to be with me. She's not fragile. Yeah, I already said that. She's so tenacious. Okay, last one. I don't ever want to feel unloved, left alone, abandoned. Is it true? I never want to feel that. I would say that I do want to feel that sometimes, because it's important for me to check in with myself without someone else there sometimes, to see who I am just alone, just by myself. It's important for me to know myself in my aloneness just as much as experiencing myself in a relationship with her. How do I react when I believe that I don't ever want to feel unloved, left alone, or abandoned? It's like I'm narrowing down life to just one experience, the warm, fuzzy love experience. But life is so much more vast than that. It's so much greater than that. It's like planet Earth. It's like I always want to be on a sunny beach on Hawaii. It was 70 degrees, sunshine, warm water. No, I want to experience all of the planet. I want to go to deserts and mountains and jungles and lakes and rivers and waterfalls and all of it, That's what I actually want. I want to experience myself as strength that can stand alone, as completeness, doesn't even need another person. I want to experience myself as light, as awareness. I want to experience myself as that dimensionless point prior to space-time, that all of space-time came out of. Who would I be without the thought? I don't ever want to feel unloved, left alone, abandoned. God, I would just be enjoying this crazy adventure of life. And I would be recognizing that abandonment cannot touch me. Abandonment? As if that could hurt me? As if being abandoned could ever hurt me, assail me, affect me? Untrue. That is untrue. People could abandon me. This entire universe could abandon me, and it will at some point. It will disappear. Even that cannot harm me in my highest form, in your highest form too, by the way, my friends. Without that belief, I don't ever want to feel unloved, left alone, or abandoned. I would just know myself as that which cannot be abandoned. That is my true nature. It is impossible to be abandoned. Do you hear that, guys? Do you hear that down there? It is impossible for us to be abandoned. How could we ever be abandoned? It doesn't even make sense. I'm always here. How can I be abandoned when I'm always here? All right. Well, that was my work. I don't know if that was enjoyable or not. You'd have to be a serious personal growth nerd to find that exciting. I'm a personal growth nerd, so I might find it exciting. I love watching Byron Katie's videos working with people. But my approach and attitude feels really shifted by the work I just did. So now I'm going to read her texts and see what she said. And we'll see where this big adventure of life takes me next. Thanks for witnessing my work, by the way. Love you.